Hi there, I'm Succubus. This story is about a missing couple, a man, Belka, and his woman, Dove. The search is on.
The metallic airship docking station glows on the mysterious island, surrounded by lush greenery and strange bioluminescent flora that pulse softly with light. The map in Ribbon Carter's hands revealed intricate markings and pathways leading to different locations on the island. Terrio Langston and Sarah Bloom stood together near the airship, exchanging concerned glances. Terrio Langston held a small notebook,
to chase the trail that vanished at
her expression adventurous. The glowing plants near the group's feet, their soft light pulsing rhythmically, added to the mysterious atmosphere. From Ribbon Carter's perspective, the map showed the group's current position marked, and also the pathways leading to the island.
The group began to move away from the airship, stepping cautiously onto the glowing ground as they prepared to explore the island. They stepped through the shimmering gateway, their figures silhouetted against the radiant glow, as the vibrant world began to unfold in the background. In Belka Thompson's face, the deep blue eyes reflected the vibrant colors of the stars. His expression was a mix of awe and nostalgia.
Terrio Langston gestured animatedly towards the floating islands, a wide smile on his face. His light brown eyes sparkled with excitement as he spoke.
Caleb Techman crouched down, his hands gently brushing the soft, fluffy grass. His expression was one of fascination as he studied the vibrant texture.
Uncle Press held a notebook, furiously scribbling notes while glancing between the surreal beings and the floating islands. His keen gaze reflected his inquisitiveness. Heidi Historian's expression was thoughtful as she gazed at the surreal beings. Chloe Cypher knelt beside a cluster of luminous flowers, her analytical gaze fixed on their intricate patterns. Her posture suggested deep concentration. The friends continued to explore the whimsical realm, their figures moving through the surreal landscape of floating islands, shimmering waterfalls, and vibrant flora. Belka Thompson and Dove Anderson shared a tender kiss, their expressions filled with love and joy. But where were they? Somewhere, yet their friends didn't know their whereabouts.
Belka Thompson's laughed, his expression carefree and filled with happiness, with the vibrant garden behind him. Belka and Dove sat together on soft grass, surrounded by blooming flowers. Dove leaned against Belka as they both smiled, gazing into the distance. Belka watched Dove as she smiled, held out the vibrant flower towards her. Her long, wavy chestnut hair blew softly in the light of the sky. The stars shimmered in the sky, their glow intensifying as the view transformed into a dream come true. In view was a barren landscape with cracked, rocky terrain stretching across, illuminated by the eerie green glow of twin stars, Grendel Alpha and Grendel Beta, in the sky.
Ribbon Carter crouched on the ground and looked up at the rest of the group with a faintly amused smile, gesturing at the challenge of standing upright. The sparse vegetation showed its fragile, withered leaves and faint greenish hues under the twin stars' light. Innersea watched the vast, barren landscape stretching ahead as the group of friends scattered in the background struggled to move. The cracked ground beneath the group's feet revealed faint green reflections from the twin stars in the water, trapped in the crevices. Chloe Cypher S sits cross-legged on the ground, her analytical gaze fixed on a strange rock formation nearby, her head tilted slightly in curiosity.
The view was also of the rocky outcrop,
the swirling green sky. Jagged rocks and patches of bioluminescent moss surrounded the area, adding a surreal glow. The swirling green sky above the rocky outcrop had faint streaks of purple and yellow blending in. The surreal atmosphere was punctuated by occasional flashes of light. Where was Belka and Dove now? Belka and Dove were walking through a bustling marketplace filled with vibrant colors and surreal creatures. They held hands as they navigated the crowd. This reminded Belka of a time in the past when they sat by a campfire on a moonlit night in a dense forest. They were wrapped in a shared blanket and talked quietly. Dove reached over to place a hand on Belka's shoulder, her expression calm and understanding.
The campfire crackled as sparks rose into the air. The glowing embers contrasted with the dark forest surrounding them. Meanwhile, their friends, including Ribbon and Skull, were together, stumbling over rocks and arguing humorously about which direction to take. Ribbon stood with her hands on her hips, gazing at a map while shaking her head in frustration. Skull pointed towards the horizon, his expression stoic. The moss was bioluminescent on the rocky outcrop as its greenish glow pulsating eerily amidst the surreal surroundings. As the friends entered a gateway, they were now in parallel world number 3. As they rode the dazzling Hercules III space station, they were awestruck by its grandeur, confronting their ambitions and fears in this climactic moment. In this world, the Earth was an artificial planet that orbited the space station. Ribbon stood slightly apart from the group, her arms crossed, as she watched, scanning the intricate details of the station's glowing surface. Dan compressed with a small notebook, jotting down observations as he alternately shifted focus between the station's glowing structures.
Eden Sear's violet eyes glowed as if in resonance with the station's mystical energy. The glowing surface beneath the friends' feet revealed intricate, pulsating patterns of light that shifted and swirled. The station's glowing arches and domes dominated the view, with the vast starry cosmos visible in the background. Meanwhile, back on the artificial planet Earth was a garden with bioluminescent flowers, where Belka and Dove stood together, surrounded by glowing petals and colorful plants. Belka pointed toward the colorful stars with an animated expression, while Dove watched him, her eyes filled with admiration.
Belka watched, looking at the vast expanse of space through the window as the distant stars and galaxies glowed. Back in the space station, there were twinkling lights inside, creating a night-like atmosphere. This parallel world also had a version of the airship docking station, glowing softly with an ethereal light surrounded by mist of the aftermath of the journey. The airship, however, had a metallic exterior that was different metal found only in this world. Skull stood tall, his muscular arms crossed, looking toward the horizon with a focused expression. Sarah Bloom leaned against a metallic railing, her adventurous spirit subdued as she looked up towards the surreal glowing sky.
Florence Knight stood protectively at the edge of the group, her piercing blue eyes scanning the surroundings, her stance full of confidence. Heidi Historian's hands held a peculiar-looking map, the detailed lines and markings on the map clearly visible. As Eden watched, the group huddled together, their expression a mix of hope and determination as they prepared to embark on their next search. Surely a day will come when Dove and Belka would be discovered. But for now, their readings told them that they well and truly existed and were very alive.